Okay, so building your database is the beginning and end. Like if you do not have a potential customer database, I don't care what you're trying to do, it's not going to work, okay? You have to have people that are interested in what it is that you have to offer, and you need to start building that database before you order seeds, animals, supplies, or anything else, period. Like I cannot stress the importance of reverse engineering a business, especially a farm business, okay? You absolutely have to change your mindset from that of whatever it is you thought you were about to do on your farm to what I'm telling you right now. Trust me, okay? I would not lead you wrong. So when it comes to this soaping thing, we're going to use that as an example since that's what I'm doing right now. And I've got folks signed up for my soaping thing. And so that's what we're doing. We're building a list of people who are interested in soap, but we're dancing really carefully because we don't want to get in trouble with the FDA by making claims that our soap can do anything other than cleanse and do what it's supposed to do. So we've got to be strategic and creative, and we've got to think outside the box with our marketing. So as we begin to build this database, what we want to do is we want to find those people who are already in the know about natural herbs, okay? We want to find these folks that are already having skin issues or have a family member or friend who's having skin issues, and they've taken it upon themselves to do their own research. So they've already come across some of these herbs that we're going to be using in our soaps. Do you see how we're thinking? Okay? This is how an entrepreneur thinks. You're not thinking like a farmer. You're thinking like an entrepreneur, and you're going to come apply that entrepreneurial mindset to farming. Okay, so this is how this is going to work. So in order to build that database, we have to use social media. I told you guys, you're going to have to use social media. You're just going to have to. Okay, but how? How do I use social media? I don't know. I don't want to be on camera. I'm not good at social media. Well, that's what I'm here for. Okay. So this is what my recommendation would be for you if you're doing what I'm doing and you're targeting this audience of people with skin-related issues and you're going to be making homemade soaps to help solve that problem, but you don't want to get in trouble with the FDA and you're trying to build your database. This is exactly how I'm going to be doing it and how I'm going to be showing my coaching students. First and foremost, I am going to get all of the herbs, right, that are already known to help with skin-related issues from reliable sources. That's step one. I'm going to do, guess what? Research. Entrepreneurs are always researching, okay, if you haven't noticed. So I have already done that research. And there are about 30 medicinal herbs that have been used since the beginning of time for things like leprosy and eczema and wound healing and all kinds of stuff, okay, that go all the way back to before any of us were even here, okay? Very well documented medicinal uses of these plants, right? So even Western medicine has recognized the use of some of these plants. So it's not like these are like things I'm just pulling out of a hat. I did the research, and the research said, hey, this plant, its efficacy in solving this particular skin-related inflammation issue is documented and it works, okay? So you don't have to worry about that. All you need to do is find the people who've already been doing the research on behalf of themselves, their family members, or friends, or whatever. So how do we do that, Monica? Get to the point. So you have to use social media to do a video about here is the complete list of medicinal herbs that are proven to help with skin-related issues as documented by your source, right? So you do a video, a 30-second or a 60-second video about these herbs. You provide their pictures, and then you provide them a place to download a free cheat sheet, if you will. And that cheat sheet has a link to where they can either get the seeds so they can start growing these herbs themselves, or a link to where they can get some seedlings so they can start their own herb garden, whichever way they want to do it, from seed or from a garden. So maybe I would call this how to start your own medicinal herb garden with, all of these herbs that are already known to help with skin-related issues. I would frame that video around that topic. Then the thing of value that I'm providing to them is, number one, they may know about 2 or 3 of them, but I'm going to provide them the whole kit and caboodle, all 30 of them that I found. I found 30, right? Actually, there's more than 30, but some of them are trees, and most people aren't going to plant a tree. So I'm just going to focus on the herbs. So there's about 30 herbs, and there's a tree or 2 in there and bushes that are known to help with skin-related issues. So I'm going to create a cheat sheet for them, provide them with the links on where they can get the heirloom or the organic seeds for each of these herbs and or the seedlings. So I'm going to save them time. I'm helping them. I'm serving them, right? I'm keeping that, task off of their shoulders. I've already done the work for you. Here you go. Just download this list and just give me your name and your email. That is how you build a database. That is how you build a niche audience database for each of your cash crops. You have to figure out, okay, how can I be of service to them? What is it that they're looking for? And this also helps you identify those people who are already knowledgeable about these herbs, because remember, you're not going to be making any special claims about your soap. You're just going to be strategic in using the herbs that are already well documented in solving this particular problem, this skin-related problem. And then you want an audience that you don't have to convince of that fact. You don't want an audience that you have to educate from the beginning on this herb does this and then this herb, no, we don't want that. We want to start now finding those people who are already hip to the fact that chamomile and echinacea and aloe vera and, St. John's wort are already well known in the resolution of skin inflammation issues and things of that nature, right? And the way that you do that is you put out there a cheat sheet or a guide on how to start your own medicinal herb garden at home, so that you can grow the herbs that help with these skin-related issues, right? And the reason is because as an entrepreneur, you know one thing and one thing as a fact, and that's people love convenience. So while these folks may be, emotionally excited about the thought of starting their own medicinal herb garden, and they very well may take and run with it and start one, the reality of it is most of them won't. Okay? Most of them won't. They know the value of these herbs, and most of them are probably going to just buy those herbs, but they really would like fresh herbs because they know that the efficacy of those herbs is better when the herbs are fresh and they don't have to worry about it sitting on somebody's shelf and then buying it from them and the herbs being 6 months old and not as potent, right? So we know the human psychology of the human being is the convenience is going to be what they lean towards. So you're providing them with all of this information on how they can start their own herb garden, hoping that they won't, right? Hoping that you can provide a convenience service for them by providing them not only with the herbs, if they want it, say you're going to be growing them yourself, but with that actual end product. Because even though they grow the herbs, guess what? Are they going to learn how to make soap and grow and make their own soap? That's a whole nother thing, right? But your job is to identify a group of people, preferably 1,000 or more, right, on your database who are already knowledgeable about these herbs and who already have this issue, or a family member has this issue with the skin-related issue. And so that's why they were attracted to this herb cheat sheet that you've put together, and they're really serious about it, and they really want to grow their own medicinal herbs to help solve this problem so they don't ever have to worry about, finding these herbs fresh again. But here you are providing this convenient cheat sheet that gives them a link to all of the seeds. And so they go and they get the seeds. And meanwhile, you're nurturing them. You're nurturing this audience. You're not getting on their nerves. You're not spamming them. You're not doing any of that kind of stuff. You're not selling them anything. You're over the next 7 to 8 touches is what we call it in sales. You're going to continue to nurture them, continue to help them by providing them with more information, and then always being available to offer help, right? So at every stage, you're going to let them know that you're there for them if they need it. And by the way, you've got something coming up that you'd like to try, or to give them an opportunity to try. And that's a special soap made out of chamomile. And this is what, you've used, and you've helped, your family member or friends, which you actually listen. Whenever you make a claim that, I've used it myself, or my daughter-in-law has eczema, or my daughter has eczema, or you want to go ahead and make your product and begin to help your family member and friends with this product, so that when you start building this nurturing this email list, and you're saying things like, yes, I made it and my daughter-in-law loved it, or my son, it helped his eczema, then you're actually being authentic. That's the key. I'm not going to ever be one of those that's going to teach you to market in any other way other than authenticity, period. You won't get anything other than authentic from me. Which means you've got to move your feet, and you've got to make your first batch of soap, and you've got to get your herbs on order. You got to order your soap supplies. See how this works? So all of this starts. You can start building that list now, even before you make your supply order. You start building this list now. And if you're in my coaching program, I'm going to help you do that. I'm going to do the video for you. I'm going to get all of the herbs, the list of the herbs and all that. I'm helping you with that. The only thing you're going to do is provide me with a voiceover that's your voice instead of my voice, so that you can begin to build an audience of your own potential customers. So be sure to check out outthemudfarm.com. That's our website. Check out the upcoming How to Start a Farm Business in 6 months. We're going to be using soap. You can pay all at once or monthly payments to keep it affordable. But the goal is, and the guarantee is, that at the end of 6 months, you will have sold your $1,000 worth of soap in order to qualify for a farm, because the USDA says any place that could or normally would produce $1,000 worth of agricultural products in a year is a farm. So the whole goal of this 6-month class is to get your farm officiated by selling the $1,000 worth of agricultural products in a given year. And that is what we're going to be using our soap to do. And we're going to start with social media. I'm going to help you all along through the process. Or if you're not ready to do that and you just want some coaching, definitely check out our coaching program. We meet twice a month. I'm still going to teach you about how to, get your database built up and things like that. You won't get the custom video. You won't get to give me your voice over and do that. That's reserved for those folks that are actually in that 6-month class. However, you will get access to the list of the herbs and all of the things and can do it on your own. So don't forget about the meet and greet in every month on the last day of the month, unless that falls on a Saturday, Wednesday, or a federal holiday. So I hope to see you there. Those are completely free and a way for you to plug in and talk with other farmers just like you across the country. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk with you on the next one. Peace.